Well, in this part, we want to talk about the match function and its use. The match function in Excel searches for a specific value in a range of cells and returns the relative position of that value. As you can see, this function has three arguments. The first one is the lookup value, which is the value you want to find, which can be a number, text, or logical value, as well as a cell reference. The next one is lookup array, which is a range of cells to search in. The next one is match type, which defines the match type. It can be one of the values 0, 1, minus 1. If this argument is set to 0, it returns only exact matches, while the other two types allow approximate matches. So, now we're going to solve the example of the previous part with the match function. As we said, here the columns are not in order because there is no order in the real environment. Enter the match function. We say go, search this cell from this row, and leave the last argument as 0. When we press enter, it shows the number 2. Pay attention carefully. The output of the match function is a number and it finds that item from the row we have here and shows us where its position is. Well, now we don't have to absolute B3 to copy this cell, but we do have to absolute this table. So now we press enter, and after that, we copy the cell down, as you can see. And now you'll see that it shows us the position of each of these items. For example, see the job position item, it shows where it's located. So here, instead of the row and column functions, we should use the match function. And it's for when our data doesn't have a pattern and it's not ordered. Now in this formula, instead of the count A command, we enter this match formula. Now we copy the cell down and you will see very easily it will understand the command and display the necessary items to us. Well, my friends, now suppose here we enter a data that doesn't exist in the table. For example, 1501, you will see that it gives an error. If you remember, we learned about the if error function in the second chapter. We entered the if error function at the beginning of the formula and say that if this formula gives an error, it will show us empty in response to the error. Now we will copy and you will see it will not show us the error anymore. But if we enter any of the items in the table, such as 1201, 1202, and 1203, it will display all its information. Well guys, have you seen the evolution of the formula? First we entered the row command, then we entered count A, then we added the match command, and then we said if there is a possibility of error, we will add the if error command. I recommend make sure to write these things down, my friends. These are very significant points. In this part, we want to solve an example together that the search is based on two conditions. Suppose here we have a table that shows us the seasons in one column, the indicators in one column, and the percentages in this column. And we want to write a formula that in this table, all these items be completed automatically. For example, here in the summer season, The satisfaction index is 24%, and we want Excel to show us 24% here. If we are going to solve this example with VLOOKUP, you will see that we have several conditions. But see here, there is a problem because there are duplicate items, and the VLOOKUP function, as we mentioned at the beginning, for duplicate items, it doesn't work. But if we want to use VLOOKUP, we need to merge these two cells together to have a unique cell. So, my friends, here we write B2 first and then C2. And now, as you can see, these two conditions of yours are placed together. And now, very easily, we can use the VLOOKUP function. So, dear friends, we write VLOOKUP for this cell, then we enter AND, then we enter G1. Because in which table do we want to search for these two conditions? And we select this table. And it searches for these items from the first column and shows us the result from the last column, which is the fourth column. So now we enter 4 and leave the last argument as 0 and press enter. And now you will see it will show us the percentage. Well, hope you are not bored till here, my friends. Now, in order to copy this cell to show us all the percentages, we have to leave this cell, the spring season, free. And it is allowed to move down. But we make its column absolute. For cell G1, this cell is only allowed to move horizontally, but not down. So, we make the row of cell G1 absolute. For A to D, we have to make it absolute. So, my friends, as you witness, here when we press enter, we copy it down, then we copy it forward, and now you will see for this whole area, it will be generalized and executed. So, if we are going to use VLOOKUP based on several conditions, we must create the VLOOKUP column.